We are live, I believe. Yes, we are. So we are live for the show, and I am excited for this one. This one's been a long time coming. So you are being welcomed to another episode of the Blue Crocus Experience, another marketer in the junk removal space, another solid human. Xavier, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for having me. I mean, to me, it's an honor to be here, brother.
Looking forward to this one. It's we were just talking off screen, off camera, off recording, but we have interacted with each other for several years.
Yes.
Three plus years, I think. I think when I first got into junk removal, saw you around, kind of saw what you were doing, and we've kind of followed each other. We're on a texting basis, but we've never actually spoken on the phone or anything. So this is kind of our first interaction here.
We haven't synchronized our schedule.
Yeah, exactly. We're both chasing the different things that we're about. So looking forward to this one. I know a lot of people in the groups follow you. A lot of people like what you're doing. A couple of people asked to drop your background. Just give us a short synopsis, short or long as you'd like to make it, about kind of where you came from in your work history and what took you to what you're doing now, and then we'll dive into some of the nitty-gritties.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, you're about to realize that based on my accent, I'm not from U.S. I'm from Venezuela, from South America, next to Colombia. Yeah, I mean, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm Christian. I'm just a marketing enthusiast. I'm a junk removal enthusiast, and that's basically the aspect that I feel define me, as a person. More than anything, as a human being, just like you, trying to get better every day by studying, educating myself, and share with people as much as humanly possible.
I love it. So how did you get into the junk removal space?
Oh man. All right. So back in 2012, between 2012 and 2014, things got a little bit crazy in my life when I was in Venezuela. I'm a chemical engineer. I did my master's degree and all that. In chemical engineering in Venezuela. I started working for an oil site company in Venezuela, PDVSA. And down there, I mean, back in those days, it was very rough to not agreeing with the government. If you don't agree with the government, that's a big problem for you. So long story short, so let me summarize. It was really tough for me to keep working in the company because they were just against people that doesn't agree with the stuff that was going on. So I got kidnapped in Venezuela, and it was a very tough moment for me and my family, me and my wife. She was pregnant. And after those 6 months, super tough. I mean, very tough.
If I heard you correctly, you said you got kidnapped.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, and probably, I haven't said this publicly, but it's probably just a good way for people to know from me. That was an episode of my life that it was very sad, very tough. We finally, we went, we got out of that situation. We decided to move to US just to look for a better future, like the American dream, basically. It's not easy. I think people out there, they still chase the American dream every day. Immigrants, or not immigrants, we chase the American dream every day. I came here with literally $200 in my pocket with my wife. She was pregnant. Sleeping on the floor, doing anything, to survive. I got access to internet on a Starbucks, I remember, and I was just pulling up some job offer. My English is zero English, by the way, no English, nothing. So basically, all the odds against me and my wife. We didn't have any documents, any social security, any work permits, or nothing. So it was in that Starbucks that afternoon, and I pulled up my phone. I was looking for jobs, and this website called Craigslist popped up. There was an ad for this junk removal company. It was called Hall & Young. I applied for that job. 3 days later, I received an email that I was accepted to do an interview. I went there. I didn't have a car, so I was just figuring out how, what to do with my life. And I showed up there, and it was the boss and the ops manager. They interviewed me. They realized I didn't speak English, not even to communicate a couple of words.
You didn't speak any English at all at the time?
Nothing, like
Okay.
zero English. So that time, I got rejected. Just because I didn't have the document, I didn't have English, and they didn't want to hire somebody like me. Plus, I have never had any experience doing any labor job because my whole life was in a computer doing project stuff for the old company, and they reject me. But I remember when I was coming out of the driveway or that building, there was a big truck pulling in, the orange truck from College House, and these two guys were pulling in. I was just waving at them, just I don't know for what reason. And this guy waved me back. His name is Oscar, an amazing guy. He's actually in the jump removal community, amazing person. He said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" In Spanish. And I said, "Well," I replied, "I'm like, oh my God, do you speak Spanish?" "Yes." "So what are you doing here?" "I'm just applying for a job." And he said, "Yeah, and did you get a job?" I said, "No." I said, "What? Wait a minute. Hey, I'm gonna talk to my boss right now, and we'll figure it out, bro. We'll figure it out." And then, okay, whatever. Bye-bye. And then I just left. 3 days later, I just got another email. "Hey, Xavier, you can come into another interview." I went there, and literally, man, I really hate to say this, but I pretty much begged them to give me a job. Just because, dude, I didn't have money.
You didn't have any options at that time.
Nothing. My only option was that. They accept me under special circumstances that probably I'm not going to disclose, but very illegal circumstances, super below minimum wage. And to me, it was a big deal. I don't want to die, I got something to survive. And I started working for them.
Money is better than no money.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I was just working for them for several months. That person who was running the company was probably not the best leader in the space. They don't honor people, and I was just working. I was just an immigrant trying to get the money. So I started evolving in the company. I was promoted to a captain, to be a truck driver. Somebody was driving for me because I didn't have the documents, but I was able to manage myself to learn words and phrases to talk to a client. Basically, memorize phrases to talk to a client.
Amazing.
I still remember what I was feeling on my way to a client. I was so freaked out. I was like, oh my God, this is it. Okay, let's start. And yeah, I got a little bit better with my English, of course. That guy, he sold the location to another person. I thought I was going to get fired. That person took over the location. He promoted me now to an ops manager. After that, the story goes, I was promoted to be the general manager for the company, now doing other roles, managing the ops manager, the sales department, payroll stuff. So after that, several months later, I was approached by the corporate office from College House just to do a ramp-up coach person. To just travel around town to talk to new business owners to open their locations and help them, with the operations, marketing, so whatever is required to open a location. By that time, I was, with my wife. She was, pregnant. I couldn't actually be very in contact with her. So she was about to, to do the labor, and I had to basically decline, that job to do something locally. I found an option in Houston to work for 100 Young as an assistant manager for 6 months. After that, I was approached by two persons. It was two investors to do a business. We opened a locations of Wakeup Call and Hauling. That location got franchised, and we grew it to 3 or 4, almost 4 locations. One location failed. And I had to step out from that partnership. I exit from that partnership because some partnership issues. Actually, it's not easy to be in a partnership. And after that, I didn't know what to do. The only thing that I knew was a little bit of marketing because I was being self-educating on that topic for many years when I started working for college towns actually. And I opened my agency. It was Media Labs Agency. We were doing services for basically people in the home service space, window cleaning, pressure washer, vent cleaning, stuff like that. Then we transitioned that to what is right now Junkie. So basically, just to niche down to one single industry that I really know, I really love a lot.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So when did you come to the States?
Man, it was 2000. I arrived 2015 to the States.
That's not very long. So it's
Yeah.
almost 10 years, almost 10-year
Almost 10
anniversary.
years.
Yeah,
Yes.
coming up the next year.
Yes.
Wow.
Everything super fast.
So 9 years. So started college hunks, went to 1-800 for a bit, started your own partnership with some investors, got that to 3.5 locations. The last one, or one of them, didn't go so well. Then you started your marketing agency, and now you're in Juntify. Is that kind of the timeline there?
Correct.
Wow, what a whirlwind, man.
Yeah.
Is there a day that goes by that you don't think about that $200 that you had when you came?
Dude, I mean, you can imagine. I mean, when I was telling you the story, it get me very emotional because few people understand, what it is to not have anything, like literally. I mean, it's not about you. There's another person and another person.
Your wife and
in their belly.
Child, yeah, it's huge.
And you need to secure a spot, a bed to sleep on. And I gotta say this, right? Because whoever is listening to this, I wanna give you a little bit of the story, what happened to me in that moment, so that nobody here in the industry does this to anybody. And probably by doing this, I just taking all this energy that I have to just like take it out because I need to say it, right? When I was a wingman, when I was a helper, this guy, super bad person, he didn't respect people. One day, dude, I was in the middle of the job, picking up couch and stuff like that, and there was a mattress. I still remember. It was a big mattress with flower decorations on it. And I remember when I got that mattress and I told my captain, hey, dude, let's put it on the side of the truck. I want to tell, this guy, I'm going to say the name, so that, he can give it to me. So, dude, now I have a bed. Sure, let's go ahead and put it there. I went to the warehouse and I approached this guy. I said, hey, could you please give this to me so, I can sleep on, with my wife and all that? He said, no. I said, oh, I'm sorry. Just put it on the side of the warehouse. I'm not like to, probably I'm going to sell it later. That couch stayed there for 1 month, almost 1 month. Every day when I was clocking in, I was just looking at the couch, and that couch was there. This guy one day asked me with another guy to take everything in the warehouse, all the trash, straight to the dump, to the landfill. And guess what? There was that mattress there. I put it on the couch, and I was myself opening the freaking doors and let it run. Dude, that day, I swear to myself, I will never, ever, either I have a business of junk removal, or I don't know what's going to happen. But, I will not allow anybody to do this to, dude, I was, in the misery, I was just dude, just give me something to sleep on.
You had nothing.
Really, you don't understand. So it was tough, man. It was really, really tough. So don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah. Wow. Appreciate you sharing that, because it's, I think there's something about North Americans. You talked about the American dream.
Yep.
There's something about North Americans where we have no idea how easy it is for us. And we've lost our edge. Patrick Bet David talks about this. You talked about it, the grind over the last 9 years for you. Patrick Bet David is from Iran, I believe, and he has that immigrant mindset, right? Of you got to work, you got to put in the effort, you got to put in the work to make it happen. And we're over here. I'm lumping all of us in. Of course, there's some hard workers, but many people, and I see this in the groups as well. Many people are like, "Oh man, it's not busy. There's no jobs coming in, or I'm not getting any work." Dude, you're sitting on your couch watching TV. And of course you're not getting jobs. You're not out there marketing. You're not out there doing the work. You're not out there making connections. If you had just $200 to your name and the whole life story that brought you here to the States, you would look at things differently. And I see that hustle with you. I didn't know that story about you, but I see that hustle, and I see it in many immigrants who come from, what was 5-10 generations back in the North American journey, right? And we've lost that edge. And there's an edge that you need to have in business. And yeah, I'd appreciate you sharing that. But it's I'd love your perspective actually on that. What do you think about that as far as the edge that someone who comes from nothing? It could be someone who comes from nothing here too, but I see it especially with immigrants.
Dude, I mean, when you don't have anything to lose, so everything is gain. Like literally, when you see yourself, okay, like nobody knows me. Like, who cares? I mean, I just want to try it. Because the thing is that you have to have a goal, that align with your values first, right? And if that goal align your family, dude, you do whatever you have to do, to make it happen. So, and I make a promise, to myself and my family to do, what is in my hands, what is possible, what is required. I mean, not what we can do, but what is required to do, right?
Yep.
To make it happen. Not because of money, just because, dude, it's so hard, man, when you start. I mean, I say it so lightly, but it's not easy. So, dude, just work hard, man. Like, work hard. I mean, who cares? So,
yeah, another testament to going all in. You didn't have a backup plan. You just. It was what was required. It wasn't necessarily what you could do or couldn't do. It was just, this is what's required, and I've got to do it. Huge. I love it. I'm going to run through some of the comments here because we've got a few people jumping in. Kyle says, long drive to the next job site, hit with some big time knowledge. We'll get to that here in a second. I think we already dropped big time knowledge, actually. That's wild. I think that was the story of the kidnapping and kind of the beginning story there. We had a bunch of comments coming in. What's up, gentlemen? Some of them don't come through. I have them here on my other screen, but Ivan, appreciate you. Dan Kane. Dan Kane, what's going on?
I met Dan.
I believe this was PJ. Said, I heard the mattress story. It's in my head every day. It's that's crazy. PJ again says, have to have heroes in the business. Drew Boyles from 800 and Xavier. Xavier's my hero in life, and he knows it.
Oh, man.
I love it.
I love that guy, brother.
I love it. Skylane says, love the story. I appreciate you sharing. So, guys, appreciate you guys jumping in. Matt Moses just jumped in as well. What's up, fellas? What's happening? Matt, appreciate you. I know Matt's jumped into some of your sales conversations recently. I was kind of jealous when I saw that. Let's dive right into the back to Kyle's comment there. Let's dive right into the impact you're making on the junk removal business now that we can see. There's a lot of impact that we can't see as well. You have an awesome group. I've seen you start to grow that. You and Kevin Hess, it looks like you guys have teamed up, and you're doing things differently in a way that I really appreciate. You're bringing value to the group. You're bringing value, keeping the people out that are going to cause a fuss. And building it right. Talk a bit about those sales trainings, because I know you've posted about it a couple times on your personal profile. Matt jumping in made me remember because he had attended. But yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, so I was giving access to a sales training. It's from Jeremy Miner. It's an NAPQ sales training. Dude, I mean, what I was thinking was like, okay, so I mean, if I start consuming this on my own, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make me feel good. Okay, but I know there's a lot of people out there, because I talk to business owner pretty much every day. They're struggling, with the sales part. I realize it's not only marketing, the problem. It might not be the finances. It might not be the sales, or it may be all together. But the sales skill is something that I'm still, learning, because, dude, I mean, you never stop learning how to sell, especially in this new sell model, where you pretty much you attack another side of the brain of the person, where you make them expose their problems, and as a consequence, you close the job or you close the sale. So, it got me, very interested in, we're just sharing with the whole group. And we had today the day number 3, and, everybody is welcome to do that. So we're not asking you for any money. So it's just for free for the community.
I love it. Very cool. Very cool. Everyone should jump into his group. Xavier, if you want to tag it, actually jump into my group, and on my post, just tag your group in there when we finish this. Doesn't have to be right now, but he's got some cool stuff going on, and I definitely like to support what he's doing there. What would you say is the number one thing people get wrong in marketing? I'm gonna hit you with some quick fire questions here when it comes to marketing, because I know you've gone deep in that rabbit hole. I've seen you fine tuning your funnels over the years.
Yeah.
But just a really broad brush question. What is something that you see people get wrong?
Assumption. So people assume that something is going to work, and they don't track it and they don't measure it. So I think that will be what I've seen. So assuming something, not even tracking it, and assume that it's going to work, and find out probably 1 year later that you were not supposed to do that. So I think, you have to track, you have to measure everything you do in the business. Everything has a number in business, everything. Of course, there's quality aspects of the business, but the majority of the business goes around something that you can quantify.
Yep.
So,
yep, love it. That's so true. Whether it's from people, sales, marketing, if you don't know what it's costing you, you said it might be a year later that you find out. It might be never, and you've just wasted thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds even, in not knowing that you've been spending money on this thing that hasn't been giving you any value.
100%, bro.
Where did your 60 days of ways to fail at junk removal?
Hey, that's just me. Everything that run or has been running in my mind since I started in this journey of junk removal. So just basically all the failures. Probably I would have 60 or 100. So
I imagine you got a whole year's of content right there. You didn't have to do anything else.
I think PJ told me, hey Xavier, if you run out of ideas at 100, I probably have 1,000. I said, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's just me, with a little sarcasm, there. But it's just basically pure ideas for the people to take serious, your business in multiple verticals, marketing, finances, operations, acquisition. So running a business is not only marketing. It's not only marketing. It's not only marketing.
It's just a tool. It's just a tool. The same way I say that an agency should just be a tool in your belt, or a service, SEO, ads, website. They're just tools, and you have to know how to
use them.
If you're going into a gunfight with a knife, you're utilizing the wrong tool.
100%.
When's your book coming out?
Oh man, so the book is pretty much ready, right? So I decided.
They're never done though, right? It might be ready but never done.
So here's the deal. So it is ready, but dude, when I read it, I'm like, man, I don't know. I need to tweak, and probably will be by the end of this year.
Can't keep us waiting like that.
Yes. The reason is because, dude, I've been doing so many things, and honestly, I have the other mini books that it will be launching next week, and this is just this one.
I love it.
And it's
very cool. So are these different than what's in the book, or are they just extracts from the book?
Just pretty much extracts, from the book, but more in detail. So some topics more in details in there, and they will be just for free for the community. So it will be posted for free. You can get it without any opt-in. You download it, and that's it. You get it.
Why are you approaching marketing this way?
Man, I was really inspired by somebody that you follow, Alex Hormozy. I was very bought into the idea that sometimes, when you ask too much, people get tired, because everybody does that. Everybody asks for money.
Yep.
It's so simple to come up with something like this, publish on Amazon, and make some money. But the approach that I'm trying to give is to get the education free and free for the people, right? The reason is very clear. I think it's because of my background and what I went through. So I feel very empathetic, not having any help, that whatever I have, I want to share it. And sometimes I share too much and people don't like it, but I just share it, man. I think
who would not, obviously don't name names, but who would not like you sharing too much, or what is the definition of sharing too much? Because I think about this all the time. I think about how much can I share? Because I agree. I love Alex Hormozi's process and philosophy, and I would love to share everything. But of course, there's stuff that we keep some stuff internally. But I'd love to know where you draw that line and what you say is sharing too much.
I would say the implementation. Basically, because I will not have time to go, hand by hand with you and implement that. So that's going to take me time and effort and probably some tools to do that. But, the knowledge is there. Right now, nowadays with Google, AI and all that. So basically, information is there, man. It's just that the way you're digesting the information or the way that you're presenting the information. So sales, there's sales out there, but for junk removal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there how to get commercial leads, but for junk removal. So we're trying to, get those type of topics that are really already discussed out there, basically tailored for the junk removal industry.
It's huge. It's huge and much needed. And what you may or may not know, I imagine you know this to some extent being a marketer, but by giving away so much value, you're building so much trust and building so much goodwill. And the people that are going to be your clients in the end are going to have done the work up to a point, and then they're like, man, either I'm too busy now to do it, or I need Xavier to take it that extra 1% that gets me, from 1 million to 1.1 million.
100%.
And that's where the magic happens, man.
Yeah.
There's so much value in I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think once you detach honestly from the dollar amount, things get a little bit better. You detach yourself from every time making the money. But what about the impact? You're making the people.
What does impact mean to you? I've thought a lot about impact over the last year.
I think that people feel that somebody cared about them. And everything boils down to, dude, just my background, dude. That's how I felt, I felt hopeless, like nobody cared about me and my family. And a lot of people hand big help to me when I was in my lowest. So I think as a retribution, I'm just doing this. Yeah.
Can we go back to, I appreciate that. Can we go back to those beginning days? Because I think I'm noticing that's the thread behind everything that you do, would you say?
Yes, 100%.
I don't even know how to voice this or quite what I'm asking, but I imagine there were days where you just looked yourself in the mirror and were like, how am I going to make it till tomorrow?
Oh man. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I have those days, brother. I remember when I started working as a wingman, as a helper. I remember I bought a car, dude, after many months. Can you imagine, dude, that car burned in the middle of the road in Tumble, Texas here? Dude, that day, I was like, okay, this is it. This is it, man.
What happened?
Dude, I just bought a car. This guy said, oh, it was perfect. But it was $1,300, a Dodge Grand Caravan, something like that. So it was beige. And I was just driving because I had another job. I had to work as a valet parking after working for the moving company, junk removal company. And then on my way home, I remember I was just driving and something was smelling like burning. And I still remember I had an energy drink right there. And my first reaction was like spreading the energy drink. What's going on here? Dude, I had to stop the car, catch on fire. Like, dude, it was bad. I mean, that day it was like, okay, this is
That's
it.
crazy.
So I think, I mean, that day, dude, I mean, yeah, I look in the mirror, I said, Xavier, I mean, I don't know what you did in your past, but I'm sorry, God. But I'm done, man. Like, I'm trying to make it, man. I'm trying to get a car, to work, to get more money for the family. And yeah, I mean, I have those stories, man.
So you and your wife were a package deal
Yeah,
when you came across. Of course, she's newly pregnant. That's not a super fun time
yeah.
to be going through all that stress. There's stress for you, but also the physical and mental stress for her. How are you guys as a team?
Man, we're very solid. I mean, she supported me a lot, man. She supported me a lot. I would say, I mean, she supported me more than that I think, because every day she put the trust in me and say, "Hey, Xavier, one of these days we're gonna accomplish this." I say, "Yeah, of course." Sometimes I don't quite buy the idea, but she does. I mean, she's
Sometimes our wives we see
oh
all the
yeah,
problems
oh
and they
yeah,
see the
oh
end
yeah,
game, right?
oh yeah, 100%, man, 100%. She's very tough, very
Hmm.
tough person.
This is a fun conversation. I appreciate you coming on here. And I
Absolutely,
feel like
man.
we're just getting started. This is I'm not ending this, by the way. I'm kind of just wrapping where we are before we move to the next topic. But there's a lot here, and I think that if there's anything, it's grit, impact, turning back around to lend a hand to those who are coming behind.
Yeah.
Those are the themes that I'm feeling as we go through here. What is you talked to us about the story of the funnel. You've posted
Yes.
about it a few times. Talk about that process, what led you to do it, and what you've learned, if you could share some of that with us.
Yeah. So A/B testing, man. I think, I mean, when it comes to landing pages, to funnel, as a marketer, you have to test. What you have out there, from the headline to the call to action to the colors. Even the colors of the buttons matter. The colors of your fonts, the contrast on the background. So I think, because of the background of engineer, I try to get everything into a number, like to track something or to track anything.
Something tangible that you can grab
Correct,
onto. Yeah.
correct. Because I mean, I'm very visual. I have to see it. Like, I mean, it doesn't feel good to me to say, yeah, I mean, this funnel, I guess, is converting, but how much is converting? Like, when you know how much is converting your funnel, I think you can deploy either more money or less money into the marketing. By doing that, man, you're pretty much winning the whole race against people that are not doing it. Just by you putting a little bit of effort to think, like, hey, everything that comes into the top of the funnel needs to go somewhere. Either they exit or they complete the whole journey. If they complete the whole journey, how many of them? Is it 10%, 20%? Now you can extrapolate. Okay, so if I deploy $200 and I have this many people, what about if I double here? Will it double here? Cool. How can I generate more people without increasing the budget? Now you start manipulating headline, call to action, and all that, and you realize that it was never increasing the ad spend or the money. It was just something internally in the website, and that gave me a lot of fun, because now it's kind of like a game to me. It's kind of like, okay, I'm not going to increase budget, but I'm going to try to see if I can beat the control of this landing page that I'm testing.
Yeah.
And it's me against the control. And it's just, I just have fun, running stuff on Excel. But yeah, but it's pretty fun. So I would, advise anybody that is, in the marketing space to do that. I think, just for respect of our clients, that, they're putting the money and trust to do that.
Yeah. What there was a question that oh yeah, in different markets, do you test it in different markets too, and find that different things convert differently in those different markets?
When you say it's different market, like different areas in
Different
US?
areas, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. For
What's the
example,
most surprising thing that you've seen
oh
work
man,
in one market and not in the
oh,
other?
California and New York, they're tough market, man. Tough market.
Pretty
Like,
polar opposites too.
yes. I mean, you have to you have to have something unique in those markets. Otherwise, I mean, you will just spend the money. I mean, there's hundreds of people doing the same, and you're just another little person competing. And if your budget is not that high, so yeah, so it's
I love
tough.
that.
It's tough.
I love that. I love I appreciate you sharing that. I love the concept of commercial leads. I think it's the way of the future for those who really want to rise above.
Yep.
It's not really the way of the future. I think the people that are continue to do well and continue to grow are going to continue to focus on that. Can you share some nuggets from that?
Absolutely. So yeah, so in this manual, I'm gonna be recording. Actually, it will be this weekend. Trying to record like a mini training that you can click and you can go there. Where there's multiple things that really works, right? You have to be in front of the decision maker, right? Either making a phone call, either a cold calling, either text message, but you have to be careful on the text message because of all the limitations on that.
Yeah.
But also on the email side. So when it comes to email marketing, it's very interesting because this business, they check emails. Like a regular person barely check emails, but those businesses, they check emails. I mean, they depend on the email. I mean, I remember when I was working for this old company, I had to check the emails at 9 a.m. just to see what's going on and not miss anything. So having this type of strategy to where you can be in front of them, now you have to get creative. Okay, how can I be creative to the point that even though your offer is so good, like literally it's amazing. I mean, even if you're offering the service for free, you have to get them to click the headline, open the email, and that what really gets me into thinking like, oh, so it's a headline game. I mean, it's not it's a body email game, but it's also a headline game. To me, it's like 99% of the game is on the headline. What can I do to make this headline better? So now you have to get creative, and you will find those headlines, those emails in there. Like we have, we say 50 industries. Every industry has 3 types of approach of the email. So that's how much?
150.
150?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have 7 email follow-up on the same industry. So now you have everything. And then you have multiple headlines that you can test. Subject line that you can test. And I think it's just to master how to get them to open the email. And I found that the weirdest it is, the better it gets. Like it have to be something weird, something like nobody
hit you on the side of the face and you open your email.
Yes. Sometimes, I mean, you can use, ChatGPT to come up with a good subject line. But here's the deal. Everybody see emails like unlock, unleash, discover. So people are tired of that. So what about something unique? So in those type of headlines and subject lines, you will find in there. But yes, the crazy they are, the better.
I love it. I'm going to do a fire round with you again. David Gordon is asking, how do we determine our market share? And I believe I didn't actually clarify this with him, but what I took from that is how do you determine how much of your market you have, kind of taken over?
So basically, you want to figure it out of, how big a piece of the pie your company has compared to all your junk removal companies around. So basically, all you have to do just get the revenue or the sales that they are making, and that's something tough that you probably will not know. So either you have to hire a industry reports, market research companies to get that information, and now you have that number, right? Okay, so you have, I don't know, they're making in the whole Houston area $10 million, I don't know, every quarter, for just stupid a number. And now in that quarter, right? How was your sales? How was your revenue? Okay, it was this many. All you do just divide your revenue divided by whatever they're making times 100, and then you got your market share, like the little piece of your influence,
Yep.
like compared to the other companies.
Yep. I love it. And then inside Google Ads as well, there's the ability to see, you know, what percentage of the budget you're taking and whatnot too. Yep. Cool. Eddie Claros is asking, what types of questions or posts would you like to see inside of your group?
Questions? I mean, I would not say questions. I mean, I would say I would like to see more, like people sharing their stuff, what they were doing. Because I mean,
What's
some
working
people,
for them?
yeah, correct. Because some people that assume that what they were doing is not as special. Oh, everybody knows this, but probably not. Probably not. So just by you sharing some best practices, I mean, somebody can benefit, and by somebody benefiting from this post, I think it gets a great engagement, and people can nurture their knowledge from them.
We all rise together. Absolutely. James Corey asks, teach us why Got Junk runs 2 trucks to their jobs.
So, man, for multiple reasons. Like, I've seen that, not many of those locations, right? Like, not 100% of those locations, they do that. I mean, I still remember, even not only for 100 Got Junk, for college shops, they do the same, right? Either for transport and logistic, or they just want to transport some people from one place to another, or basically they want to knock it up one job super quick, or the one that I really like, to have a truck runner, to where that truck goes along multiple jobs just to get the full truck, get it to the landfill while they deliver the empty truck, and it just continues. So just for productivity.
Interesting. So if I'm hearing that correctly, you'd have maybe 5 jobs in process. That truck is going to basically let the trucks on the job fill up. It takes the last little bit.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Cool.
Or
does he take the full truck and then the crew keeps going?
Correct. I mean, that's a smart. I mean, especially when they are super busy. But I mean, if they're not that busy, I mean, there's no point to have 2 trucks unless the job is super big. It's a clean out or hoarder clean out, whatever. Or I mean, they don't want to spend gas. I mean, they're tracking their metrics. They're tracking the fuel percentage, so they know exactly what they're doing. I mean, if it makes sense on the fuel percentage, I mean, I would have 5 trucks on the road for the same job if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it.
What's one of your favorite offline marketing tactics?
Yard signs.
Yard signs.
I love it, man. I love it. The return is huge, man. It's huge.
Talk a bit about your strategies, because every area is different. The bylaws are slightly different.
Yeah. Man, honestly, the strategy is the following. Sorry, not sorry. Some places you can put, those yard signs, some places you don't, but here's the deal. It's your business, and sometimes you have to take risk. Measurable risk, of course, but you have to take risk. When somebody's not doing it, doesn't mean you can't. You can try, test it, measure, and see if it works. But yeah, I mean, even if you have to do a ninja tactics to literally, I don't know, go at 12 midnight to start putting yard signs outside the neighborhood, not inside, in the intersections, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
just do it.
A lot of people don't know this, but in a lot of cities, even if you're not allowed to post yard signs normally, you're allowed to on the weekends. So you can go Friday night and then pick them up Sunday evening, because that's when there's also rules. It's different for every area, but that's a common one that I hear. I know a lot of people. I saw this a lot in power washing as well. They go out late at night, put them down, and then they reap the benefits the next day.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. I mean, the other day, I think across my where I live, I saw this yard sign, and I called the company. Hey, dude, keep doing, man. It's working. That's it, man. I mean, sometimes you need to have that tap in your back, like, hey, man, keep doing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, right now the economy is not that good for the home service space, and we have to say it. So, I mean, I have to be responsible to say that yes, the economy is not that good. So it's not a surprise for anybody, but we have to. This is a wake-up call for us to realize that we have to put double effort in everything we do.
Yep.
Marketing, operations, finances, tie the budget, because we are in the middle of a recession. It's just that the government hasn't said it, but we are in a recession right now.
Yeah, love it. I'm going to run through a few comments. We are coming up on time. I know you got to jump here. Ivan, I think I got Ivan's comment here. you'd like to connect there.
Absolutely, my man.
Dan says you want to win, put in the work.
100%.
Dalton's comment came in when you were showing the books. He was showing the ebook. You were showing the
Yes.
physical copy of the ebooks.
So here's the deal. So I'm gonna put this on the website. By the way, believe it or not, I decided to do it on my own with the help of somebody. So if you click right now to the main call to action, it's not taking you anywhere, but you can use the chat widget if you want to communicate or whatever. But this will be up in the free resources section of the website.
Love it.
This and this.
It's huge. It's huge. Those are not small pieces of or piles of paper there. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I love it. Sky says online gurus would hate it. I think that's when we were talking about who hates you giving value. And people who choose not to adapt would hate it. That's true. Yeah. Yard signs rule. I believe that was PJ. He said I put one up next to Starbucks drive-through, and it stayed up for 2 months.
Yeah,
I love it.
Why not?
I love it. Lily says thanks for the idea. Man, this has been fun, Xavier. I'm so glad we could connect.
Absolutely,
again.
Man.
Like I said at the beginning, we had to go live immediately. I was a little bit late jumping in, but we definitely need to set up a call, and this won't be the last podcast.
Louis, you're a great dude, man. You're a great dude.
I appreciate it. Coming from you, that means a lot. Means a lot. No, this is like I said, this has been when we first jumped in. I said, guys, this has been a long time coming. Xavier, I'm very excited to have chatted. Very excited for what's coming down the pipeline for you. Some of the stuff that you can't talk about publicly that you're doing. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
This guy is someone you should follow. Again, I'll drop the link in my group and everywhere that I posted this to your group, so that you can jump into Xavier's group. He's got a really close-knit, tight community growing there. He's very particular about who jumps in, which I think all group members or all group admins should be. Yes. And he's got some cool stuff going on. So.
And don't kick people just for sharing free stuff, please.
Don't kick people for sharing free stuff.
That's a good advice for the community. Don't do that.
That's advice more people should take, I think. And I think more people should take the counter to that is give more free stuff. Share more in the groups. Share more and more will be good.
Sometimes it's not about, oh, this guy, he's got a cash, he has something going on. No, there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. I mean, if you want to share stuff for free, just share it for free. Maybe that person, he wants just to genuinely share it, and that's it. So that's the whole reason.
I love it. Xavier, appreciate you. Everyone who jumped in. We had, I think we had like 25 people pretty much the whole podcast through here. So that was a good showing. Guys, appreciate the comments. Appreciate you guys showing up. Xavier, I'm going to stop the stream. We'll jump in quickly before. So just stay here, and I'll chat with you quickly before you've got to jump. All right, guys. Till next time. Xavier, appreciate you. Everyone appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you for having me, man.
And we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.